Hi everyone, it's Stuart Elliott here from Elliott Scott HR. As we come to the end of January 2021, I thought it might be good for everyone to have a sort of an initial market update of what we've been seeing currently this year. I'll get straight into things actually. It's been a rather surprising start to the year if I'm honest. I think everybody that I talk to, including my MDs all around the world, would have probably said that they'd have expected it to be a very slow start to the year. And on the contrary, we've actually seen quite a surprising start and what I regard as a positive start to the new year. I'll put that into some context though for you. So job-wise, we are around 20% up in terms of our job numbers globally, and that is on our lowest point of the whole pandemic. So from around May or June time, which is where we saw that low, we're around 20% up in terms of our job numbers. That still means we're around 20% down year on year. And it is crazy to think that this time last year, the pandemic was in China and probably anywhere else in the world had barely heard of COVID-19. So I suppose that brings us to what do we see coming up in the current year and what do we see sort of going forward as we move to sort of Q2, Q3 of 2021. We think that the current climate will continue. We believe that a lot of people now, I think, have worked out how they want to live and work during lockdowns, and what we've seen is that's meant there is a new business as usual for people, but it means that there is business, and I think that's the real positive that we've seen as we've started this new year. Does it mean the world is perfect? Not right now. Does it mean there's still a long way to go in terms of what we're going through? Yes. And if I'm honest with you, we're still forecasting and predicting that we see March and April as the time that we see a true sort of pickup and a return to say sort of normality. You might argue that that's maybe a little bit sort of sooner than some are predicting at the moment, especially as we see sort of vaccine rollout being relatively slow in some markets all around the world. But I would still say that March and April time is still when we're hoping that the world will begin to sort of look a little bit more normal, shall we say. The advice that I would be giving to candidates right this minute, I've actually been running a couple of searches myself and actually been running quite a lot of video interviews. And the one thing that I would say is that I think video interviews are great, and I'd say it's great to be able to sort of connect with people so readily and so easily like that now. But I still think that candidates need to tighten up in terms of their video interview prep. The days of being able to sort of influence from a presence perspective when you walk into a room, they're long gone at the moment, and they're not likely to return anytime soon. So I think people really need to work on that sort of initial sort of video preparation. One of the things that I've genuinely been asking candidates is their sort of 3 to 4 sentence elevator pitch. And if I'm honest with you, I've been a little bit disappointed with some of the answers. Phrases like reliable, trustworthy, get the job done are things that I've been hearing. And again, if I'm being truly honest, that's a given if I'm really truthful with candidates. Like if you're not reliable, you're not trustworthy, and you have to tell people that, it does concern me a little bit. What we're truly after is about what it is you are, what it is you stand for, who are you as an individual, how do you influence and motivate other people, and what is the scope of the job that you do. And this is where I would really advise candidates to sort of tighten up their interview prep and technique. Know who you are, know what you're selling, and be more confident with how you sort of position that, because it will come across in the video interviews that you do. And if you're not prepped in that area, you will get found out. I think that covers most of the things I wanted to say today. If anybody has any sort of further questions, do let me know. We'll be running a couple of surveys over the next couple of months for all of our candidates in terms of market information, market data around salaries, and also sentiment in terms of how people are feeling. So if there's anything else that you need or anything else that you'd like to see, please contact me on my email address. Stay safe, everyone. Speak soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.